What's up, people? How do I start this one off? So basically, okay, I know I'll start this off. I can be very much socially awkward. Kind of always been this way, and I can be this way around men or women. Uh, and at my best, I make preparations for the unexpected, but naturally, I'm always in my head. I'm always thinking about um, an obligation to the west, an obligation to the east, what needs to be done now, what needs to be done within the next week or something like that. So naturally, I don't always prepare for something. And because I'm always in my head, I'm very self conscious about things that may be deemed as a flaw, that may be deemed unattractive, things that I just don't really want people to see, or, I don't want to show others. And one of the greatest things that you can do if you're like this, if this is the case for you, is to accept these things and understand. See, this is why you have to do the work. The work is things that are going to make your life better, that's going to make you feel more full, maybe even build that will have you leave you with a sense of identity, purpose, whatever that may be. And I'm kind of somebody who has like multiple identities, multiple personalities. And but no matter how I feel in any given moment, I run with it. And so you got to be a student. You have to be, above all else, a student of yourself. That means you'll constantly be learning. You'll constantly be proving old ways of thinking to be kind of outdated, so on and so forth. And for a lot of us, and I understand this, is that when we go into the world around us, we put on a mask of sorts, or we try to put on a show, and with the intentions of giving people what we think they want. And honestly, I gotta be honest with you, it's probably because we don't think too highly of ourselves to begin with. And if you think high enough about yourself, and it's okay to think highly about yourself, but it has to be backed by something. If you think high enough about yourself, you will start to realize that there is no other you in this world. You're rare. All right, but you're only rare if you exercise that rareness. If you go into the world trying to mirror everybody else, where's the uniqueness? Where is the receipt for living such a unique lifestyle? Where is it? And why would you go through all of these unique experiences just to forego it? Why would you change the way you talk just to mirror the people in a particular setting? And then after all of that, you go home, or you find yourself, to yourself, and you say, you know, "Oh wow, why can't anybody like me for me?" It's because you don't like you for you. All right, it's really that simple. All right. So I kind of had to take a little detour just so I can get to what I wanted to say. Is that when it comes to insecurities around women and things like that, it's a combination of things, but you excuse me, you can't treat everything like it's a goddamn audition. If anything, in fact, if everything, this is everything. This is the end all be all for real, for the most part. People should be auditioning for you. I'm not saying, oh, everybody line up, put your name on the paper. If you want to be my friend, it's not one of those things. It's just that you should always be in that mode of judgment where it's like, okay, is this person good for my life? Is this person good for my circle? Is this person going to add to my life? Can I? Is there a fit here? And you can only really come to that conclusion. You can only really have an answer for that if you are living in your truth, if you are being your authentic self, you're doing the people a disservice. You know what I'm saying? In this regard, it brings me back to the notion that nice guys finish last. Nice guys should finish last because often nice guys are compromising who they really are for the sake of a desired outcome, maybe with women. And so you know what that means? That means you're being manipulative. It means you're trying to give somebody what you think they will want to bring them in close. That's manipulative, and you deserve to come last. All right. So, and kind of a testament to what it is to be a bad boy, so to speak, is that you probably are being yourself. You probably aren't compromising what it means to be you um, for the sake of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? These people are like seasons. They're here one moment and they next moment they're gone. So why would you try to change who you are for somebody who may be temporary? You will always be in your life so long as you are alive. That is the truth. All right. Damn, my throat is itching. So, me personally, how do I deal with insecurities when I'm around women? Is one, like I said, I don't treat anything like an audition. I'm always in my head. I'm always in my purpose, on my purpose. Well, I'm not always on my purpose. I'm always, I guess in a sense I am because I'm always thinking about something. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about how I can get ahead. I'm always thinking about philosophy. Then I'm always observing. All right, it's not up to me to get people to like me. I don't care. I don't care if people like me. I don't care if people think I'm ugly. I know how I be looking. I just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I have bad memory, but if it really mattered to me to stay groomed and trim my mustache, to I don't know, even smell like $1 million, then I would just do it. I would always remember and I would do it, and that would be it. But I guess I just got to a point in my life where I figured why even try in that regard. Now that doesn't mean go and let yourself go, but the things that I do for myself is just that. It's for myself. I don't do it so other people can like me. I don't cut this YouTube on and start talking at a screen so other people can like me, think I'm cool. All right, I do it because it's what I feel called to do. Dharma. There's something called Dharma. I was reading. I'm reading this book right now. It's called Thick Face Black Heart, and she speaks of Dharma, which is basically what you are meant to do to kind of your purpose to the world to keep the world, I don't know, flowing. And we all are warriors and in our own rights, and we have our own set of missions, and that trumps everything else. All right. Now, if you want to leave your mission behind and you start getting caught up in these side missions or whatever, it's not getting you anywhere closer to where you need to be. It's just kind of taking up time. All right. But besides the video game analogy or whatever, you can't be, taking all these detours and trying to perform a show that is not based on a true story. That's not your show to tell. You know what I'm saying? It's not your promotion. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, and you deserve the results that you get or lack thereof, or trying to portray something that you just simply are not. All right, and so I take another thing is that I just take all expectations out of any encounter that I have with a woman. All right. Now I don't know if that takes practice or what, but it did happen to me over time. All right. And I know that it's tough when you talk to a beautiful woman and you're kind of saying all the right things, you feel the tension and all this and that. Now you want to play it safe, you get real tense and things like that. But what I realize is that it's very much unsustainable to keep up that poetic, romantic, I don't know, demeanor towards somebody if that's just not you. If you aren't naturally the type of person who's just poetic all the goddamn time, saying all these romantic things, saying all these slick things, whatever it may be, it's going to catch up with you. All right. And then, especially like when things start to get serious and it's not that sexy anymore, then you're gonna start showing your true colors, and then you hear what is very common, like, "Oh, you're showing your true colors now." Yeah, you weren't always showing your true colors. So, although I'm gonna have some knocks against me, I'm gonna have a, quite a few losses that's gonna come from, if you want to call them losses, that's gonna come from people looking at me as, okay, nah, he ain't the one, nah, he's this, he's that, or whatever it is. But the fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't always get this right, but this is my aim. This is what I'm working on now. The fact of the matter is that I'm always going to try to be consistent with who I believe I am, and that's all that matters. All right. So I want, now I don't want the conversation to be, oh, he never changed. He never, because change is just inevitable. You know what I'm saying? You reject change and then you get nowhere. All right, this is a part of life. Growth is equal to change. I mean, if you grow, you change. Okay, so it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with change. I don't want the conversation to be that, but I wanted to be. He was at least consistent. All right, he was consistent. Maybe not even define consistently changing. You know what I'm saying? But he was consistent in his engagements with me. All right, but even still, though, when you talk about being consistent in engagements, sometimes that's just bound to change. All I'm saying is, you can sense when somebody's being real with you. All right, so that's all I can really say. Okay, so I just want what we want people to say with me, like, he was very consistent in being real. All right, his realness may have changed over the years, because what was real to him at 19 is not necessarily all that real to him at 29. So be it. I want to live and die by that. And if that means that I have less fans or less attraction coming out, so be it, man. I just really don't care at this point. I don't know how I got to this point, but here I am. And I'll probably be like this for the rest of my life. I never want to be at that point where I feel like I gotta please the people. All right, you get in a position where you want to please the people and you expect that in return. Well, I mean, look, how many more heartbreaks can you take? Because that's what you're gonna get. All right. So, and by the way, I mean, it's one of the most freeing things to just be yourself. All right. It's a filter. And I made a video yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, I forget, where I said not everything is for you. And when you understand that you go through life, you have a bit of a filter. And the filter is you. You're the filter. Okay. All right. You might not know too much about cars. You may not be very educated on cars. So women who like a man who's educated on cars, they're not gonna like you in that regard. That may be the deal breaker. Oh well. Okay. Some women prefer that you don't swear. Some women prefer that you believe in Jesus. All right. If you want to fall into if you fall in all those categories, fine. But fact of the matter is, you're not gonna fall into every woman's category. A deal breaker may be, and this is big, a deal breaker may be, well, you got to be at least 6 feet. All right. I understand that I'm not 6 feet. I understand that certain women want somebody of a certain height. All right. I can't do anything about that. You ain't going to see me walking around with stilts. You're not going to see me putting things in my shoes. I won't wear heels, man heels, by the way, unless I actually want to. I never wore man heels. I wore dress shoes. That's kind of a heel in a sense. But other than that, I'm not even going to try, because eventually, if somebody let's say somebody attracted to me because I'm wearing some goddamn heels or whatever. They can't really tell, you know. Then when I come out of them, they're like, "Well, you're a lot shorter than you were at the club, or like I would be at the club, but wherever I was, that I needed to wear heels. Don't know where the hell that would be." And see, it's deception. It's deception. So, and a lot of men get shit for this, but you got to understand, this is why a lot of men say, okay, if you go on a date with her, take her to a pool. It's because makeup can drastically change what a woman looks like, what anybody looks like. Anybody who chooses to put makeup on, it drastically changes how a person looks. All right, it just is what it is. Okay, we have no way of knowing what you look like behind that makeup because we don't know you. Okay, we don't know you. Also, let me say this. I heard somebody say this, and I think it's just very important. Look, as a man, how long does it take you to get ready? Seriously. If you want it before you go out into the world, how long does it take? Even if you tried your best, what, 30 minutes at the most? Look, for me, sometimes, look, if I'm already showered up, it might take me 5 minutes. It might take me 5 minutes to get ready and go out. How, and a lot of these women, how long it take them to get ready to go into the world? Hour 30, 2 hours. I'm not to pick on anybody, but I mean, shit. Sometimes my mom, man, she'd take long ass time to get ready before going to a grocery store. I mean, she might not do that now, but I've seen her do things like that. So you're gonna be intimidated by, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, but it's the truth. All right, you're gonna be intimidated by somebody who takes an hour to get ready, an hour 30, 2 hours, dolling up their face, putting makeup on, taking makeup off, doing all these things. That's what you're gonna be insecure about. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you should be a lot more secure in the fact, and it's maybe a little bit unfair because what man is putting on makeup, but you should be secure in the fact that you're not altering anything about yourself before you go into the world. Now, I got it. Yeah, men wear hair plugs. I mean, some might say maybe I should do that the way my hair is starting to look. And also men grow their beard out. Look, and let me just say something. You can't compare makeup to beards. And if you don't know, that has been a comparison. All right. So like women be like, well, look what's under that beard. Well, if we're being as natural as possible, the beard grows. The beard is supposed to grow. So I mean, e- even if somebody is hiding behind a beard, they're hiding behind who they naturally are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. If anything, it's more of a manipulation to shave it down to make it look more favorable. So I used to kind of resent when people, like, I used to grow my hair out, and then after a while I would cut it, and people would say, "Oh, you clean up nice," like I was dirty or something. You clean up nice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this is who I naturally am. If it wasn't natural for my hair to grow, then it would not grow. It would not grow out of my head. All right, you know, it, women grow out their hair, no fucking problem. A man's hair grows all the same now. I mean, yeah, we're more likely to go bald. Ask me how I know. Ask my father's side how I know. But the fact of the matter is, until then, your hair grows. Facial hair, it grows. All right. The reason why I'm not in no rush, I'm not pressed to chop it down. Shit. And people have told me all types of fucking things about myself. Well, you would look nice if you did that. Your beard don't even connect all the way. So the fuck what? It's where I am. It's who I naturally am. And it's that type of mindset that you gotta have when you go out into the world, and you gotta hold on to it, with conviction. All right, you may not be for everybody, but you're gonna be for somebody. Somebody gonna give you some looks. But also, there's just certain things that you also that I would encourage you to do, and that's just to make sure that you work on your mind so you have something to offer in any event, knowledge, resource, whatever it is. Work on your body so you can be healthy. And by the way, all of this comes down to what you are doing for yourself, and it starts with you. All right. People want to make matters about somebody being selfish, but you have to be selfish until you get to a certain point. All right. Now, some people are just selfish, and they have nothing to show for it. They just selfish. They're just only out for self. You know what I'm saying? Just completely, and without even making their lives any better, just trying to take advantage of people. That's not what I'm advocating for. What I'm advocating for is to turn yourself into the best version of yourself, firstly for yourself, and so others can benefit. All right. There aren't too many purposes that I can kind of stamp onto all people. I mean, if I had to think about it, I mean, I didn't spend too much time thinking about it. We only got like a handful of purposes in this world, truly. The rest is just something that we make up, fables and all that, fairy tales and missions and all of these things. But I mean, outside of reproducing, what else? You know what I'm saying? I guess make connections or realize the connections that we have on a grander scale. And then what else? Everything else is, even from my own, by my own standards, is kind of opinionated, or it's just kind of a la carte. What do you want this life to be about? You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, whatever gives you a sense of purpose, then all right, fine. Well, then you go on with that. Then, and also you got to realize, because a lot of men, and this was the case for me. I'm sure it's the case for a lot of men, because you may not have much success with women. Women don't come as frequent as men come for women. Is that you may get a little bit desperate. So anybody who gives you a little bit of attention or whatever, you just kind of want to throw, everything at them. You just want to throw the last few beats of your heart at them. And when it doesn't work out for whatever reason, there's a multitude of reasons why it wouldn't work out, then you're heartbroken. You didn't see it coming. You lost friends in pursuit of a woman, and you feel rather empty, alone, and insecure even more. So I just always think it's a good idea to not run from how you feel about yourself. Don't try to mask things. As I talk about makeup, don't try to mask these certain things. And if you know anything about me, I was forced to kind of face who I am on a much deeper level this year. I just had to, you know, with my dealings with depersonalization. It's a very frightening thing. All right. There's no avoidance. There's really no avoidance. It's there. I could have chosen to just keep getting drunk and maybe see if that works, but ultimately I was gonna have to pay the price for running away, and I was eventually gonna have to face myself. And I chose to do it up front. I chose to cut the band-aid, rip the band-aid off, and lick my wounds. And I can't say that it's been easy, but it's been necessary. And when you learn how to face battles like that head on, then you don't care about little superficial things like how a woman, what a woman may say or think of you. And I've, like I've said before in private, offline, is that I just don't really understand how men can go through so much effort to try to get laid. Expensive ass clothes, $200 Jordans, $50 shirt, $75 pants, $30 belt, uh, to $500 watch. All of these things just to not get laid. And I remember many times being absolutely broke, flip flops, shorts I'm wearing right now. A lot of clothes I had since fucking ninth grade, really. But sh- shorts with pin stains on it, shirt with spaghetti sauce on it, and still got laid. All right, now that's not what it's about, but it just goes to show you don't even have to put in that much effort, really, in that regard, as far as trying to doll yourself up. Like you're not a goddamn flamingo. Is that what I want? Or a peacock? You're trying to show off all these goddamn colors, trying to secure a mate. But really, the best mating ritual that you have is being your goddamn self. That's the default audition. That's the blind audition. Other than that, you're not audition. It's not for a movie role. All right. And like I said, you shouldn't be expecting for other people to necessarily audition for you, but you need to go off of what you see to see if that person is going to be a fit for you. All right. So you always got to have some obligations. You always got to have a north star, and that should fill you up more than trying to secure secure a mate by way of portraying a particular role, trying to get people to like you based on what they see. You need to like yourself based on what you do for yourself and for others. That should always matter first. So, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to be related, but so because I was watching this video, a YouTuber, Desi Des, and it was supposedly supposed to be a prank. She's trying to prank her friend into saying she's trying to prank her friend by basically trying to initiate sex or something like that. And I mean, I personally don't know how. Uh, I mean, I don't know their relationship, anything like this. But what I did notice is that the man was very insecure, and I mean, if you see it, you could pick up on it very easily. The man was just on his phone the whole time, kind of very unsure, and the woman was the aggressor, and you could tell that he was very much uncomfortable, and he was like again on his phone the whole time. I don't know, man. It was very kind of upsetting to see because the man, he's muscular. I mean, he looked good, tall, whatever it is. And still in a situation like this, he kind of folded. So, I mean, I just take the time to kind of speak on something like that. If you were ever in a situation like that where it's kind of getting hot and heavy and the woman is kind of being the aggressor, well, I guess in no particular order, because I mean, it could go any way. If I were uncomfortable, I'd probably go to the bathroom first. Cold water, put some cold water on my face and things like that. Maybe even have a little pep talk with myself. But this is something that I prepared myself for way before something like that even happens. And this is why it pays to be sure of yourself. All right. Because once the stakes get higher, a lot of men, that's when they start compromising who they are. They try to play it real safe, but playing it safe isn't necessarily going to get you what you want, for better or for worse. All right. We're all adults here. So naturally, even if I was nervous, what I'm not going to do is talk myself out of a good time. Let's just say that. And so if that means I got to be short with my words, then so be it. You're not going to see me in my phone afraid to make eye contact, or showing that I'm afraid to make eye contact, but make eye contact, great posture, like a lobster who won the fight. You know what I'm saying? You just back straight up, not hunched over, not asking a lot of questions, not, just kind of read the room. All right. Just read the room. And chances are, if you got that close to a woman, if you got to that point with a woman, is because she saw something in you. All right. And that should be enough. She saw something in you. So now where's the pressure? There's no pressure. No pressure at all. All right. But it's a matter of what you do in practice. All right. You practice as hard as you play, or you practice even harder than you play. So when it's time to play, it's nothing compared to practice. All right. So I'll wrap this all up by just saying it all comes down to what you do in your private quarters, who you are at your core. And once you solidify who you are at your core, you do not compromise that for anybody, not your grandmother, not your mother, not any woman. All right. Only if it's toxic, you do something about it. Anything other than that, you stick with it, because people, they come and they go. All right. There's people who you were associated with 10 years ago. You forgot their names, didn't you? It's the case for me. All right. And through all my suffering and through all the great things that have happened to me, at the end of the day, the one consistent thing was that I was there to witness it. I was there to experience it. All right. And I've studied far too long to forgo it. All right, yeah.